Stroud here. We're going to do some Brusho today. This is a very exciting new color. It's actually been in Europe for a long time, for about 35 years. It's new to US. It's a crystal powdered watercolor. It's an ink and dye based color. So think like your phthalo colors. Imagine if you took your paints, dried them out, put them in a coffee grinder and turned them into powder, and then were able to just sprinkle those into your work. Although because they are ink and dye based, their colors are very, very vivid. This is a super fun product and I can't wait to share it with you. So first thing, when you get your Brusho, it's going to come in the little pots like this. And I'll open up the box here. And these are the little canisters that the colors come in. Now you can pull this little tab and open this canister, but it can get pretty messy pretty quick. What I like to do, and I think this is very, very clever, is we take little push pins here. Now this is violet, so I'll take a blue push pin, and I'm just going to poke a little hole in the top here and wiggle it around real good. And now when I want to reach for a blue, at least I got a fighting chance of getting the right color. So I'm going to go along. Now this is one of the larger sets, and I do recommend you buy them in the set. It's a better bargain that way. But you can buy these individually. And I have to say, I have done hundreds of demos and paintings and workshops and classes with my Brusho. I've yet to use up an entire pot of this product. It just lasts forever. It's such a great bargain. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up and put the push pins in them and get them ready to use, and then we'll come back and we'll share some more. We got all of the Brusho pots opened up and the little push pins put in them. They're color coordinated, so here's a green pin on a pot of green paint. And what I like to do now is what I call my brush warm-up. Now, it's a good idea before you sit down to paint to give yourself a little time to let your mind, your heart and your brain and your hands kind of get all in sync. So before I paint in the mornings, which is my favorite time to paint, or I guess even if I'm in plein air, I'll take a minute and I'll take a piece of scratch paper and a brush and do a very simple little brush warm-up. And a great way to introduce you to Brusho and how fun this is to take those two and put them together. So I'm going to do my brush warm-up exercise for you today with the Brusho paint, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to take a couple colors here and just randomly, here's a violet, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on here. I'm not going to be too precious about this. Here's a little Prussian blue. Love Prussian blue. And a little bit of red. Now, the regular canons of watercolor apply to Brusho. You can paint it wet into dry, dry into wet, wet into dry. It's just like using your regular colors. And so in this particular instance, we're going to paint wet into dry. So I'm going to put dry powder down and we're going to paint water into it. The fun thing is, as I do this, if you're watching along at home, try to guess what it is that I'm painting. Usually when I do this demo, the first person to guess what it is gets to keep the painting. And you might have seen the recent article in Palette magazine. They did an article on the brush warm-up, and it's a lot of fun. And again, this helps to get your mind and your heart and your hands all in sync. So I'm using the Squirrel Mop, the Quill Mop Cheap Joe's brush. This is a wonderful brush. It holds a lot of water. It's fun to paint with. And you'll probably notice right off the bat, I'm not choking the brush up like a pencil, like you would if you wanted fine detail. I tend to love to paint holding the end of the brush like this, like Harry Potter, like a magic wand, or like a conductor would conduct a symphony. It just lets me be a little bit looser. And I'm just going to start splashing. Look at that. Look at those colors. Isn't that amazing? So I put just some random colors on there, some greens and yellows and reds, and I'm just going to start painting into it with this mop brush. And look at how these colors run together. This is really exciting. First time I saw Brusho, I was at a demo at the OSA. It's a little consortium that we have in Portland, Oregon, where I teach in the summers. And the owner of a local store had just come back from a new trade show where they were showing the new products that were on the market. And he had a lot of fun things to show us, some erasers and some charcoal things. And when he got to the Brusho part, the minute he put these little crystals on the paper and he added water to it, my whole world just did a 360. I just couldn't believe the amazing colors that I was seeing. It sparked my imagination just instantly, and it's been just true love from the very first shake. Anybody know what I'm painting yet? Any guesses? Now normally when I paint these, they're quite small, but I'm doing it on a bigger piece of paper here so you'll be able to see it. Anyway, this is just a little bit of fun. I encourage you to experiment at home. Try this out. Definitely take a minute before you start to paint every day and do some little brush warm-ups. It's a great exercise and it'll pay big dividends.